We have had many conferences and we have got reports. So the development priorities of NYANZA are known. But we don't go the full hog to facilitate implementation of the recommendations of this report. We have so many reports. Lake Basin Development Authority has got a report, a whole master plan about the development priorities of NYANZA. If you look at the Lake Region Economic Block Strategic Plan, which I was the consultant for, again, has got a whole host of development opportunities. So I asked myself, what do we need to do to facilitate successful implementation or optimal uptake of the development opportunities that we have in NYANZA? So that's how I reached out to these professionals and we said, look, we can't leave everything to government. The government can only do so much. Let's also get the private sector to come in and augment government efforts by way of private sector investment in NYANZA. So that is really the genesis of this process. And if that is the case, then we should start from that and work backwards. That our ultimate objective in this conference is not just to hold another conference, we have had many of them, but to get private sector investors to put money into NYANZA by way of the development opportunities and priorities that we have. So a critical success factor for that matter is the level and quality of investors that we manage to do what? To get. That will be a key performance indicator for this conference. So all our efforts should be geared towards that. Let's not just leave it to the committee that is dealing with the investments. Let's all of us augment the efforts of that what? Of that committee. That's number one. Number two, let's also leverage on the networks that we have as professionals or as public sector officials. The other thing that we need to do, I've said, is to leverage on our contacts. All of us, starting with ourselves as professionals, because it is our conference. You have got a rich network of friends and contacts. Those of us in government also have got rich networks. We need to know that we are holding a conference where the president himself is a participant as a key speaker and also the chief guest. So we must give it our best what? Our best shot. And he has already confirmed participation. Between now and June, I want to give you our commitment as those serving in the national government that we will do everything possible to link you up with any institution in government that you want to work with. We have been on this for about 1 year. We have already done our bit. We have met the PSS, relevant PSS of the relevant sectors. Anything that you need to do, anybody you want to meet, I'm ready and available working with my colleagues to facilitate that. We may need to have some periodic meetings, maybe every 2 weeks, with some small teams of just to make sure that everything is on track, because we can't afford to go wrong as far as this conference is concerned. So just the way we did on Wednesday, maybe every other 2 weeks, every other week, that is every 2 weeks, I can devote an early morning, 4 to 6 a.m. We do a 2-hour meeting with, if need be, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, 4 to 6 a.m. every other Wednesday, Jeff. Yeah? Just to make sure that everything is on track. Let's have quality in this event from all perspectives, even the speakers. One of the challenges we face, especially as people from NYANZA, is that wherever you are a participant, you don't want anybody else who is better than you to participate. Why? Because that will enhance our efforts in meeting the what? the objective. So if we know of anybody who can do anything better than ourselves, starting with me here, let's reach out to those people so that we make this conference a success. Even the speakers themselves. As we think of the international speakers, we also know from within our midst people who are very, very good here in Kenya, good speakers. Let's reach out to those people. And there we have people who are well-known authorities in their various disciplines. Otherwise, I want to assure you that I'll be ready and available to support this process from any perspective so that we have a successful event. And if we do that, His Excellency the President will be very proud. He's very, very passionate about the development agenda of Nyanza. In fact, for the first time in post-independent Kenya, we have gotten a president who, from the bottom of his heart, is determined that during this term of government, at least certain tangible development deliverables in Nyanza must be realized. Yeah? Just to give you a few examples, yeah? In fishing, the first project that His Excellency the President assented to in our first meeting in Cabinet was the Kabonyo Fish Training Institute, which is being put up at a whopping 3 billion shillings. Yeah, that was the first project. As we speak, we have got fish landing sites for purposes of supporting our fishermen. Fish landing sites are being established along all the beaches in Nyanza, starting from Usenge, down to Wichloom, Luanda Kutieno, Asembo Bay, Kindu Bay, Homa Bay, all the way to Mihuru in Homa Bay. When it comes to infrastructure, in Mfangano Island, we already have a 53-kilometer ring road. Yeah? Yeah? That is already work in process, and that again is going to open up the economy of the island and connect the island also to the mainland. On lake transport, to connect the island to this other side, we already have, we are going to have a ferry under the Kenya Ferry Services, yeah, bought by the government to ply that route. Look at the perennial sugar sector challenges we have been facing. All farmers, sugarcane farmers' arrears have been fully settled by the government. We are now moving to the next level where we are going to have private sector investors pumping in money into those sugar companies by way of lease, not sale. They are going to put money there, lease those sugar companies so that they can operate at optimal capacity utilization levels. Just to mention but a few of the major interventions, tangible interventions. In ICT space, where I've been given the honor to serve by the President, in each and every constituency in Nyanza, we are going to have a digital laboratory in each ward. So the perennial challenge we have been having of unemployment of our youth will be a thing of the past, because as opposed to youth coming here to look for jobs, we will be creating jobs for the youth there in the village. We are not just going to train the youth on those digital skills. Our primary and ultimate objective is to ensure that upon acquiring the digital skills, we connect them to global technological companies by way of digital jobs. And would you believe that 6 months after fourth form, this youth now, even yesterday I was launching a digital hub in Ngara, some of them are running up to an equivalent of 200,000 every month. This is going to be a game changer. We have done it now for 1 year. We have trained a total of 390,000 youth and also created 135,000 jobs within that period of time. Our target within the next 2 years is to create at least 1 million jobs. Part of those 1 million jobs will be in Nyanza. So we are in good state. Let's come out and augment the efforts of the government. Devoid of politics, as was said earlier. Devoid of politics. Politics, we may have our different preferences, that is granted, but on this single agenda of development, let's work together. Let's work together for the good of Nyanza, for purposes of development. Come 2027, we go and vote. 1 day after elections, we go back to this development agenda. and we work together again. Is that okay, good people? Thank you very much.